Hello, welcome to Kendia's screencast. This will be a screencast detailing the process of tutoring for a 3rd and 5th grade child for me this year. The site that you are looking at now is a UVA Colab site. The site can be a little bit difficult to use sometimes, but the course is named EDIS 5411 Spring 2018. So you go and click on that up at the top. On the left side of the page, there is an overview, the syllabus for the course, which isn't really necessary for the practicum field placements this semester. The announcements, the spring 2018 tutoring dates, tutoring manuals, the lesson plan, a video tour, resources, the site email, a media gallery, ask a librarian, file drop, and a help tab. The main tabs that will be used on this left side will be spring 2018 tutoring dates. And these are all the spring 2018 tutoring dates. There will be no tutoring days of January 19th, March the 5th through 7th, April the 2nd through 4th, when public schools are closed or when UVA classes are not held. Any day that we don't have tutoring will come up at the top of this box in bold. And then there's a notice for inclement weather at the bottom of that page. The second tab that will be used is the tutoring manual. This is a tutoring manual for after-school tutoring at McGuffey that you can access once you click this hyperlink. The tutoring manual is designed specifically to support your implementation of tutoring processes. The manual can and should be referred to during your tutoring experience. For America Reads tutors, which is another group of tutors that work and get paid through the McGuffey Center, their time spent reading and studying the tutoring manual can and should be counted toward hours. So this tutoring manual is something that most students should be familiar with when coming into this atmosphere for tutoring. Then third is the lesson plan, a video tour. So when you click on this, if you click on fluency, just to talk about students reading with accuracy, reading with appropriate pacing or speed, reading with expression and phrasing, and things and so forth that some children need help with during reading processes. This is the fluency section. They give anchor charts. They show exactly what the different rates look like in passages that need to be read and what that would look like in a lesson plan. This is what an assignment would look like for a student to read. This is a chart in which the student would chart themselves in. This is an anchor chart for the student to follow when going through reading this. And here are some fluency guiding questions about what are the overall thoughts about the implementation of fluency procedures? What's an effort made to connect to meaning? Just asking these questions as you go on to teach the child how to read better and in a more fluent, cohesive manner. And at the bottom, there is a video of Letitia Hayes reading to her daughter, and just basically practicing about 10 minutes of fluency with her so that she can engage and understand and give an example to the tutors. The second part of the lesson plan is word knowledge. While word knowledge is only one component of literacy, it is absolutely essential one that underlies and affects many other areas of literacy, and is critical to success across the grades. So students who can accurately and fluently spell words will be less likely to write as much as their peers, will have more difficulty focusing on and communicating their intended messages in their written work, and will be less motivated to write. So when we are doing these projects, we are taking moments to have this built into the lesson plan, whereas word knowledge is 10 to 15 minutes. Materials will typically be a sword, writing in the notebook, a whiteboard. These are the features that you will be attending to. So just basically outlining what you need to be doing in the lesson. Then for feature explanation, if you need additional information on how to sort, where to sort, what your sorts to be titled, this side is what you should be looking at. This is an example of a sort. This is an example of a pattern breakdown that students could follow. These are word knowledge guiding questions, What are your thoughts on the overall implementation of the word knowledge procedures? Any question? How does the tutor introduce the lesson, focusing discussion around sound, pattern, and position? Take a look at the feature explanation, which was that. And just being very mindful that this is another video. This is 12 minutes, so the word knowledge portion is a little bit longer than the other components of the lesson. The third component of the lesson is reading and writing. So reading comprehension is dependent on a multitude of things, including decoding ability, automatic word knowledge, fluency, background knowledge, and vocabulary knowledge. So students need to be able to interact with text and monitor their reading in order to make meaning in it. So this is an example of a nonfiction selection with the lesson plan and student artifacts as well as a video. So this would just show you again how long the segment is, the materials that you would need. Like for instance, this one is book. The book is Cats and Dogs. Then in the middle of this is, what you do before reading, the goal of the reading and the text structure. It's taking it page by page to talk about what to do when you go to this. This is an example of student work in a notebook, and just what that means and just how the students will be using that as a comprehensive measure. These are reading and writing guiding questions. What are your overall thoughts on the implementation of the reading and writing procedures? Questions. How is understanding monitored after reading? So just some takes on formative and summative assessments. Was the student in the driver's seat of discussion? Just looking at your responsibility as a tutor and actually letting this child be able to take place and just move forward with a lot of things as well. This is a 24-minute video of Tisha and her daughter again practicing comprehension for tutors to have an option to go back and see an actual example of that. The fourth tab that will be used is File Drop. So when you go to File Drop, there will be lesson plans, in which I actually have some in the background because this will be the last thing that we are going to be looking at on this collab site. There is week 1 and week 2. Each week there will be an updated lesson plan with word knowledge and fluency for the tutor. So the tutor has to do no work on that end. The tutor's only responsibility is to come in with a comprehensive piece on whatever book he or she is reading with the student. So I'm going to give you an example of a lesson plan that was created. I'm going to minimize the screen. All right, and here we go. This is a Word document. And you see at the top the name, week 1. It has the student's name at the top, what day and what day of the week that it's for, and as I mentioned previously, fluency and materials needed with a time frame. What passage? I actually finished this lesson last week, and I read this with her, and it can be very tricky to think with a student of like how to navigate through time when they have their own reading pace and their own pace to go through, and just it's really hard to measure times accurately based off just a lesson plan. You kind of change things as things happen and as the student reads. For word knowledge, depending on the student and their progress in terms of word knowledge and actually learning the material, this might change drastically, but this is an example where there's an intro and demonstration, a sort, a check and reflect, which is a key to sorting, where student reads down each column to understand the feature, a feature explanation. Again, this week we were working on doubling e-drops, and then nothing in terms of inflected endings, particularly using ed and ing. And then, as you see, it's only 2 components for word knowledge and fluency. What I had to create was comprehension for me, since it was the first day of tutoring. Instead of actually focusing primarily on comprehension, we did a very quick get to know me activity, which I'll be showing you the template for that. And secondly, we did a bookshop, and I let her go through the books and write about the different things in each one that she actually wanted to participate in. So I'm going to minimize the screen. And this is the other one. So this is a screenshot of, hopefully you're capable of seeing it. This is a screenshot of the get to know me sheet. It comes with my name is, I am however many years old. Each block is a different color because each block represents a different day of the week that we'll be doing. So every 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, the student will get a new one of these with elaborations on certain questions or just different questions altogether. But this week it's focusing on favorites, the future, family, pets, and this past week we've only filled out this top yellow cube. And it's really good to get to know your students before engaging in reading and material, because students want to feel warm and embraced and secure. And after doing this, it's a great way to start off and remember key details about your student. After that, you can go into a book sort. You set up a routine and schedule with your student, and then that should be the good progressive sort of incline to the semester to continuously work and get the student to learn all their fluency, word knowledge, and comprehensive skills. And that is all for tutoring for EDIS 388A1.